Hello, beauties. Welcome to Moms Unboxed, a podcast where I unbox with you the how to's, tips, and tricks to empower women to upgrade relationships, intimacy, and parenting. I'm your host, Melanie Carolyn, a multidimensional woman, life coach, lover, and mom who's made a lot of fucking mistakes. If you want to live a sensual and liberated life, you've come to the right space. Don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed because you don't want to miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Moms Unboxed. I am so thrilled that you can join me this week. Oh my goodness. It is already halfway through January. By the time this episode drops, I will be in Florida already. And it is the furthest away I've ever traveled by myself. Just need to sit with that for a second. Tell me at I am Melanie Carolyn and let me know what is the furthest away you've ever traveled by yourself. Because it's different going from like a place where I was in a relationship and we did everything together. I was never alone. Like now I was 11 years and now in this current relationship that I have, I'm really focusing on being independent and accepting who I am and really understanding what it is to love myself. And that brings me to today's episode. I'm going to be unboxing 10 lessons that I learned in 2024. And some of these I just like continue to grow in and develop these lessons and alchemize them into wisdom. And I live by these lessons. I sound stuffy today. I feel like I'm really like my nasal is like clogged. So if you are hearing that, I apologize. I can project my voice a little so I'm not sounding so like nasally and stuffy. I want you to be able to reflect on these things because when I share wisdom and knowledge, it really is so that you don't have to make the same fucking mistakes that I've made throughout my life. I don't know if you know anything about human design, but I am a 3 line. And the more I learn about my 3 line, the more I really have to like stretch myself to love that part of me. And if you don't know shit about human design, it's okay. I didn't know anything about human design until like a year ago. And I have had quite a passion around it. And so my 3 line is trial and error. I am a person that goes through life learning many lessons and learning through the mistakes or the trials or the experiments. I'm a person that is supposed to try many things to see what works. I am to extract wisdom and to share it and be a light for others so that they can understand and grow from what I have to share and say. So that is my 3 line. I'm not so sure about having to make so many mistakes to gain wisdom and learn lessons. But again, that is part of my self love growth. And we all have areas within our self love that we need to grow in and expand and really be tender to and not judgmental or shaming ourselves or guilting ourselves for the way that we are. And so I just want to get into the lessons. The first 3 lessons I really want to speak to is about communication. I am seeing a lot of breakdown in communication. For example, the last time I was at the airport, I just heard this mom just shaming her teenage daughter, and her teenage daughter's just sitting there in tears. And her mom's just yelling at her in the airport, and it was just so sad to witness. And I see partners not speaking with intention. And I'm seeing parents just not understanding how to best communicate with their children and in their relationships. So I felt throwing in 3 lessons in communication was important. Number one, speak with intention. There's a difference between talking to talk and speaking to speak. And talking to talk is going to look like you gossiping, you just rambling to ramble. Talking is when you are amplified and engaged from a state of anger and you're not paying attention to your words and you're just spitting out anything that comes to mind. We have forgotten to speak with intention. What I practice most is listening. So I'm listening. I don't just make a comment to make a comment. And when I do, I notice it. And I'm like, oh, I did that thing where I just wanted to fit in and say something that I wouldn't normally say. And sometimes that happens where you're surrounded by family members with a certain energy or friends with a certain energy and coworkers who gossip about each other and people say some off-kilter things. And in order to fit in, you want to be a part of that. You find yourself like making little snarky comments or kind of speaking the same language that they're speaking. And when I mean language, I mean like the words that they use, the vocabulary that they use. And we just talk to talk. And the intention behind it, well, there is no intention. I guess the intention would be to like fit in or express your anger in a just a not a great way. I mean, I don't even find those to be intentions because if that was your intention, then you are actively speaking from anger or actively trying to make snarky comments or gossip about someone just to entertain yourself or to fit in. And like, you have to ask yourself, why would I even want to fit in that way? Be mindful that you are not just talking, but you're speaking with an intention. Your words are collected. When you speak with intention, there's a purpose behind it. You are aware of the words that you are saying. You're ensuring that what you're speaking is in alignment with what you're actually thinking, feeling, and trying to express. When you speak, you're conscientious that you're not interrupting someone, that you're focused on what they're saying. This is all part of mindful communication. The second lesson is don't assume you know what others are thinking. This is, I want to say, probably my top 5 number one breakdown in communication is that people are assuming what their partner is thinking, what their children are thinking. What may be shown on a person's body language may not match what they're thinking at the time. I have ADHD, so sometimes when someone's talking to me, a thought will pop up and my face will change and it doesn't match the conversation that's being had. And that's part of also mindful communication is being attentive to what the speaker is saying and being present with them. But sometimes it's difficult to be present. We want to jump to conclusions. We want to hurry up the conversation. We want to make assumptions about what the other person is saying without clarifying. It's easier to jump to a conclusion than ask a question. They don't want to be wrong, so they don't ask just in case they're wrong, instead of just clarifying. And if they're wrong, it's okay. It's okay to be wrong in the way we're thinking. If anything, asking someone to clarify and not come to an assumption will save you a whole lot of upset. A lot of people want to assume the worst. So they want to catastrophize the situation or what a person's thinking in a negative way. And then you get upset with the person because you think they're being negative towards you when they're not. Their intention isn't to be negative. Maybe you don't like to hear what they're having to say, but it's not to hurt your feelings. And that's also a problem is we're not able to receive a person's feedback without making it subjective. We have to really be mindful that we can be objective to what a person is saying. This is part of having safe communication. And my partner and I have worked on this quite a bit. We are constantly working on being objective so that we can understand what we're feeling, what we're thinking, what emotions are we experiencing. Perhaps I'm doing something he doesn't like, or he's doing something I don't like. I have to be able to express that without it blowing up in my face, without him taking it personally, without him just assuming that he knows what I'm thinking and feeling, or, the intentions behind what I'm speaking. We ask each other questions. We're objective. It's important that you just don't assume, that you ask for clarification, that you make sure you truly understand what the other person is saying. And that means you have to be a safe person to receive those things as well. And vice versa. If your partner is not, or even you as a parent, if your child comes to you to say, to tell you something they're not liking, maybe something's going on in the house or you're doing something, you have to be able to be a safe space for that person to express those things. Number 3 is express your needs clearly. This is another part of speaking with intention. If you don't want someone filling in the blanks and making assumptions about what you're saying or what you're feeling or what you're experiencing, you have to be able to express those things clearly. I constantly hear that women expect men to read their minds. A lot of men state that if you were clear on your communication and you told them exactly what you wanted, that they would meet you at that level. In this example, expressing your needs clearly is going to help your partner, help your children understand what you're experiencing. I see a lot of upset emotions occurring when a person doesn't know how to express themselves in a clear way. Instead of trying to explain themselves, they just get mad. They get mad at the other person for not understanding them or not understanding what they're experiencing or going through. And you should just know because you know me. Well, like, that's not the case. We shouldn't expect people to make the assumption that they're going to be right, because guess what? If they're not right about what you're experiencing, you're just going to get mad at them anyway. It's like having this expectation that they should be able to read your mind, and that's not the case. It's our responsibility as communicators to be able to process our thoughts and be able to communicate what we are processing in a way that the other partner is going to understand. You have to be able to give each other space to communicate and slow down the conversation so that the partner or the speaker can communicate clearly in a way that both of you guys are going to be able to understand. So just ensuring within your communication that you're speaking with intention, you're not assuming what others are thinking, and you're asking questions, and you're expressing your needs clearly. These 3 lessons are going to shift your communication. Just working on them, being able to speak with that intention, being able to ask your partner or your children to clarify what they mean, and you express your needs clearly so that the listener is able to understand and meet you where you're at. The 4th lesson, you are not wrong for being who you are. Accepting your authentic self can be difficult. It can be lonely. You might be like at war with parts of you or not understanding how to really be able to express all those parts of yourself. And being secure with who you are is a daily practice of embodying your authentic self without shifting. What I mean with shifting is that some of us have the ability to shift who we are to match the audience or match who we are with, or we might withdraw parts of ourselves to make others feel more comfortable. I see this happen a lot with families where, there might be a family member who is queer or maybe a dancer. There's parts of the family who are Republican versus Libertarian, and there's different nuances that occur within family dynamics that oftentimes leaves people not speaking about parts of who they are. And it's just topics that aren't discussed. And it could be difficult to feel like you are safe to be your authentic self when we are surrounded with people who might not agree with us, people who don't necessarily like those parts or they don't understand those parts of us. I realize the older that I get, the more I understand who gives a what other people think about us. We have to be authentically ourselves, and being authentic is the highest frequency of love. If we can accept who we are at the most sovereign level, and we can say, it's okay that not everyone agrees with me or not everyone understands me. I am being me for me and I love me, and that's what matters. Me meaning you. So you have to love you, for all of who you are. You have to celebrate yourself. If you find too that you are surrounded by people who, make fun of you or they don't accept you or they put you down or they talk ill of you, perhaps this is an area of your life you need to reflect on and ask yourself, are these the type of people that I want to surround myself with? Or do I want to surround myself with like minded people? Part of evolving as a person means that you are going to outgrow some people. You are going to find that the people that you might have hanging around, you don't want to hang around anymore. You don't want to hang out with the gossip girls. You don't want to involve yourself in some petty bullshit that you used to maybe do. We see this a lot, right? In the mom life where we have a group of friends that have like gone through life together and one of them gets pregnant and she feels left out and all the other friends still go out and party and drink and you just realize it's not you anymore. It's not what you want to be doing anymore. Part of being and accepting your authentic self is, you know, perhaps being your authentic self means that you want to find other people who are similar to you to spend life with. And the fifth lesson is it's all right to move forward and open your heart. When we evolve, when we grow as women, we find that we outgrow people or that the friends we used to have don't align with our values and our morals, that we don't have the same hobbies anymore. You have to be able to give yourself permission to grow with people that are going to elevate you, who are going to accept you for you. And on the romantic side of this, it's all right to move forward and open your heart. If you've gone through a divorce or a breakup, and we get into this space where we just avoid relationships because we're fearful, because we don't know if someone will love us again. And we get in this state where we just kind of are in fear or we don't allow ourselves to move forward and move on. And, perhaps we've lost our loved one and you might think that it's a violation of your relationship of the person that you lost if you were to move forward and find happiness again. And we don't need to make it mean about that. There can be sadness and joy at the same time. We can hold both. And it's living a life of duality. For 2 years, going through my separation and still haven't gotten a divorce yet and being very sad about my separation while also being and falling completely in love with the partner that I'm with. And a lot of people didn't understand, well, they'd ask me, well, how's life going? I'm like, well, I'm sad and I'm happy. Well, what do you mean? People believe that you can't be happy and sad at the same time, and that's not true. So give yourself permission when you're ready to allow a gateway of joy to re-enter your heart, for you to fall in love again, to fall in love with yourself, most importantly. Lesson number 6, play, dance, and laugh with your inner child. So much of healing is healing the inner child within you. It is such a great act of self love to get to understand and rebuild the relationship with all parts of yourself. I have connected with my child self, my teen self, my 20s self, and it's really loving and embracing with tenderness the parts of you that are there. It's rekindling the inner child within you and showing her love and putting on your favorite music and dancing with her and laughing and playing. It One of the deepest acts of self-love that you can do is playing and dancing and laughing and being with your inner child. Lesson number 7, you are not replaceable. There is only one you. Regardless of whom left your life and for whatever circumstances, the abandonment wounds might be there, but you are not replaceable. And the more that secure you can get within yourself, the more love that you have for yourself, the, the easier it is to understand that you are not replaceable. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned within this lesson of you are not replaceable is that people will leave for all types of reasons, but it's not because of you. It's because of something in their life, something that they need for themselves, for their happiness, to protect themselves. There's numerous reasons why people make the decisions they do to leave, but it is not about you. And when we can free ourselves from this thinking, the more joy and freedom that you will feel. And when you can understand this concept of you're not replaceable and it wasn't about you, you will heal wounds, especially parent wounds. And healing is and it's a process. And so is this concept of really shifting your mind, your body, your heart, and soul to understand that you're not replaceable. There's only one you. People haven't left because of you, they leave because of themselves or something that they need. We have to stop making things mean about us. You are enough. My mentor has a statement, and she says, "You are the one or the one that got away." And that really hits home with abandonment wounds, being able to understand that, yes, I am the one or the one that got away, but either way, I am the one because there is only one you and you are not replaceable. Lesson number 8, make like a raincoat. This is something my partner has told me. And when I first heard it, I was like, what? He tells me all the time, make like a raincoat. Basically, let it splash off your back. Too much of the time, we want to be subjective. We want to take things personally. We want to make things mean about us. It fuels our upset. It fuels other emotions. Like, we don't need those things. We don't have to take things so personally. Perhaps a person said something shady. Perhaps they said it in a not so great way. But guess what? That's about them and their area of growth. Being able to help them communicate like, hey, did you mean it like this? Did you mean to say it in this way? Because it sounded kind of like an attack or that, you were blaming me for something or it just sounded pretty negative. So I'm just trying to understand what the intention behind what you're saying is so that I can adjust myself. Not a lot of people are willing to have these conversation. People want to just automatically shut down. Well, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to do this with you. It's like, well, I'm not trying to, but maybe if you were to ask me, hey, did you mean to say it like this? Or are you trying to cause friction here? Because I'm feeling tense. You have to remember people project too. So Instead of making their projections and what they're experiencing internally make it mean about us, why not be there to support them and ask them, hey, I'm just trying to understand, is this what you're meaning by this? Make like a raincoat. Let things splash off your back until you know for sure what the truth is. Lesson number 9, if you're negative, you'll attract negativity. I understand that it's hard to stay neutral or even positive, which I don't believe in needing to have a positive mindset all the time, but I try to stay neutral. I try not to fixate on things that are bothersome to me, because when you fixate on things that are upsetting you, you will look for things that are upsetting you, even subconsciously. If you cannot see the positive things that are happening in your life, you're in the fog. You need to work on being grateful and expressing gratitude, because there's always something to be grateful for. The very the very thing that is keeping us alive, our heart, our body, our brains, our lungs, everything. We have that to be grateful for. We get to live another day so that we can make the best of our life. Yes, there might be shitty things that are happening to you, and I don't want to dismiss that. But if we fixate on always having a glass half empty, that is the way that you're going to continuously see life. And there are times that we even manifest bullshit in our life because that's all we see is bullshit. And there has to be more bullshit coming to me because that's just the way my life always is. Right? Instead of saying, shit, I'm going through a really rough time right now, but I know that I'm going to get through this because I have testimony time after time after time that I get through things, that I'm tenacious, I'm driven. I know things are going to get better. Yeah, it sucks that my car broke down today, but it's all right. I've got money in the bank to fix it. Shit, if you don't have money in the bank to fix it, good Lord, we always seem to find a way. Being mindful of, what are you thinking? How are you speaking when things might not be going the way you want them to go? Be certain that there are going to be good, positive things coming your way, regardless of the circumstances now. If you keep stepping up and doing what you need to do day after day, you're building momentum. You're building that energy of like, fuck yes, things are getting better. Things will start happening for you. It's going to help you, and just continuing to stay on your feet and doing what you have to do to manifest more positive things. And when those things happen, being grateful for those things is going to help you stay in that like higher vibrational state, and staying positive and staying hopeful and believing that there's better things to come. And lesson number 10, take a pause. So many of us moms are constantly in this stuck state of nonstop doing. We're constantly filling our time with chores, to-do lists, running errands, taking the kids to and from sports. And we don't allow ourselves time to pause and focus on things that we want. I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you did your favorite hobby? When was the last time you sat down and read a book or got a pedicure, went for a hike? When was the last time you did something for yourself that was life giving and that was energy fueling? Because a lot of times we want to do things that are depleting us, and we don't stop. We get up in the morning and we don't stop till we hit that pillow at night. And it's exhausting. And then we wonder why our bodies are depleted, our mental health is suffering, we have low energy, we don't feel fueled by life, we're not feeling passionate in our love lives, we're not feeling any self love. It's because we're not pausing. Our body is not meant to go, go, go. There is so much more to life than living the busy mom life. It's you are being a leader for your family. It's important to also show your children what it means to pause, to relax, to do something that they enjoy. It's super hard with school too, because the kids are in school, 7, 8 hours out of the day, and then they have to come home and do homework, and then it's dinner time, and then it's bedtime. We don't have a lot of time in our evenings to do things as a family. We have to demonstrate the ability to pause, to rest. I cleaned multiple times a day. Now I don't clean as much. I'm okay with letting those dishes sit there another day. I'm okay with it. Oh, the floor didn't get swept for 3 days. But guess what? I got to meditate. I got to hang out with my kids. I got to go out to dinner. Like, I get to do more things because I'm not focused on the shit that doesn't matter. The laundry can sit in the laundry basket for another day. I do the things that fuel me first, and then the rest follows, because I'm not wanting to be in a doing state. I want to be in a being state. I'm creating memories. I'm sitting with myself. I'm being with my family. I'm more attentive. I am living the life that I want. And part of that's because I've practiced my ability to pause on the things that don't matter. I hope that you take the opportunity to pause throughout your week, throughout your day. Do things that fuel you, that feel energetic for you, that are life giving and wholesome. All right, mamas, this was the 10 lessons that I pulled from 2024. Speak with intention. Don't assume what others are thinking and ask questions. Express your needs clearly. Remember that you are not wrong for being who you are. You need to shine that light. It's all right to move forward and open your heart. Play, dance, and laugh with your inner child. She is so important in your healing process. Show her some love. Put on your favorite music and dance your heart out. You are not replaceable. There is only one you. Make like a raincoat. Let shit splash off your back and don't take things so subjectively. If you're negative, you'll attract negativity. Pause from the doing things that you enjoy, that light you up. I really hope that these lessons and this wisdom is going to help you move forward to have the best year. I am on my way to Podfest this week in Orlando, Florida, or I can't speak. Wow. I am on my way to Orlando, Florida this week for Podfest. I'm super excited. I can't wait to come back with so much more knowledge to improve the podcast too. So that's what I've got going on this week. If you are a mama who want to enhance and develop your self-love, I want you to download the free ebook that I created for meditation and mindfulness. It's going to give you practices and how-tos on how to be more mindful and present in your life. I hope you have an amazing week, and don't forget to live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. Until the next time, sunshine. Thank you again for joining me for another episode of Moms Unboxed. If you have a topic or relationship question, connect with me at I am Melanie Carolyn. And don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed. May you live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. I'll be chatting with you for another episode. Until the next time, sunshine.